Directed this piece, and these are the actors that you just watched. I'll let them go down the row and give you their real names, and then start thinking about what kind of questions you want to ask them.
Hey, Kim Johnson. I'm Ronald Feitmeyer.
Mary Lou Torrey.
Linda Markham.
Jeff Swan.
Clifford Salmaranis.
Meredith Hagedorn.
Janine Evans.
Awesome. So, anything you guys want them to know about your experience today, or anything you have to ask about them?
We're done.
No opinions whatsoever. Yes, sir.
I read every single character. I would like to see more of it. Was that good?
Oh, that's nice. That is great.
Can you come back next week?
Yeah, hi, Lori.
Hi. Well, first of all, well done. Oh my God. I cried. I laughed. I lived. Yeah, so thank you. The ending, you know, Hank comes back and Meredith picks up, or not Meredith, but Meredith, right, and leaves stage left. What does that mean? Yeah, and then you're dancing with your father with the lights and the song. It's getting better all the time. Are you guys staying?
Does anybody have a thought?
Yeah,
opinion
what,
not having us answer that question
yeah,
for you?
what was your opinion? You obviously have an opinion about it.
It means that you guys have come to peace with each other. You've accepted each other for who you are, the relationship. You've been able to be taught through this sister not only to expect love, but how to love, which I think is great. And I think you guys have gone home. You put his belongings in a bedroom because now he has a home. He's not on the floor. Yeah.
That sounds lovely.
Anybody else have another interpretation of the finale of the show? Any other feelings around the end?
What does the director think about it?
I think it's brilliant. No, I think the end is actually very confusing, and it took us a long time to figure it out. The playwright gave us very specific technical choices in that. There's a bright white light. They're laughing. The white light comes up. There's silence. The white light goes out. They continue laughing. That's the stage directions for that. So about Wednesday before our opening on Friday, the lighting designer and I sat down and we're like, what are we doing? What do we do with that? So we came up with it's a pretty standard interpretation of a bright white light that this is Marvin's passing, and it's okay. And Bessie is there, and there's nothing to be afraid of. That's the final line of the show, and she escorts him in. That was my theory. I don't know if we were able to do that.
Thanks, because it wasn't really clear. It wasn't really clear.
Yeah, it's a murky water there.
It's kind of not supposed to be, in terms of the interpretation of when Hank returns too, it is open-ended. Is all well? I'm not sure. I don't think all is well, but the fact that he decides to run away and then comes back, and then checks in on Marvin first, and then goes back to the rest of the family, and Lee is left there to say, what do I do with this? I just saw
Ronald,
no.
is there anything that you want to add to that? Like, that moment for Hank?
No, I mean, he's come back, which is like, yay for, the side we're rooting for.
Right.
Yeah.
There's obviously a journey for us, our relationship. I mean, it started. You all saw how it started, and the frustrations of backstory and all of that. But then we're taking a journey, and I do think that we're all trying to open our hearts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a prodigal son theme in there somehow?
Several, I think.
Yeah.
Lee and Hank.
And have you seen the film?
I have not.
I made it a point not to.
I did. I saw it a long time ago. I was this much shorter.
What happens in the film? Have you seen it?
I haven't, but I will.
You will. It's different, so it'll be interesting to hear what you have to say about that. Yes, sir.
Now, the whole time I was watching, I actually blaming myself. I should have seen the film first.
You should not have seen the film. Why is that?
I see more dynamics. I saw a clear ending, like moving on.
Huh.
I didn't feel that when I saw the movie 95, 96. with a friend. I heard of the play, but I so happened there's no play around in the area, so I saw the movie. But now this is like a circle. I feel like I was able to like save myself for watching the play.
That's nice.
Not just knowing Linda Marvin personally, but
I
it's
paid him.
no, it's just there's more dynamics. I got the story better this time than
The clear relationships were a little clearer.
so moving on. Yes.
You said save myself. What did you mean?
Well, I felt like I the whole time when after I heard that there's the play coming, I actually when Linda told me, I actually blamed myself for watching the movie first.
Blame.
But I blame. So now it's more like my saving factor.
Well, we all know live theater is better than.
I agree.
Anything can happen. Yes, what did you want to say?
I saw the movie, I had no memory of seeing the movie until that scene with the potato chips. And I remember that scene of that movie for years after I saw how irritating that mother was. I think Meryl Streep played her, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, God, she was so awful and so borderline personality disorder, and just everything about her just made me crazy. Why her kids were crazy, it was that scene told me everything about why the kids were nuts. But I remember I don't remember where I saw the movie, I remember anything but that scene. And that triggered that memory for me, and you did a great job on that scene. I
totally agree.
Just as much as she.
Like watching the rehearsals in that scene when Ronald and Meredith just first started that potato chip moment. It was so easy and fast and quick, and we all understood the relationship immediately.
That scene
Like, it was
is
easy
the whole
after
thing,
that.
and then how I'm sorry, I don't know.
Charlie.
The way he dropped it, the whole thing. That was the best, not the best scene in the whole thing, but it was the scene that I remembered out of the whole movie that told me so much background about why they all are where they are. So it's really, you did a good job.
It's very well written. I think most people will agree that playwright did a great job. I think every single line is well done.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the M&M scene set up the potato chip scene. Really, you're going like, what? And your reaction when she did it, it all kind of like let us express ourselves through you. The person that was confusing was Hank to me. I don't understand the situation, and Mary Lou kind of gets to talk about where he was staying in the institution, and you're not quite sure where he's at and how well he is or how bad he is, and then him running away. I'm a little bit confused. What does he think he's doing running away? I mean, he's not been on his own, and where is he going? So that puzzle, that whole part is missing for me.
Doesn't that sound like an adult thinking about a 17-year-old boy's
Yeah.
thought process? Like, of course it doesn't make sense, right?
Was there any logic to it? He's going to take $15 and run away?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I would answer that because I thought she had told him, if you want to get out, you could get out.
Right, she gave him permission to
And
do
she
this,
gave him
for sure.
permission. It's like when she was crying, I fought in part, is what I got.
I thought she meant get out of the mental institution, not get away from them.
But he's going back to the mental institute. This is his way of escaping. If he was able to survive, he wouldn't have to go back.
But what I was thinking was going to happen was he was going to have to stay here, and she was going to give him the house, and he was going to take care of Grandpa. That's what I thought, that they were integrating as a family, and that he wouldn't want to run away from this, he just would want to run away from the mental place.
But he has to go back there the way it is now.
See, I want to get in on this. The fact that it appears to me that Bess is the first adult he can at least remember who actually listened to him and respected him and believed he was a good boy, even though there was no reason for her to think that. But she saw him through eyes of love, and he's never felt that before. So the fact that Bess said, "Why are you still there? Why haven't you gone? Why haven't you gone?" might be his response, almost honoring her, almost being inspired and respecting her, and in the fact that, yes, you're right, I need to go. And he did. He leaves and goes elsewhere, and then finds his way back home to where he now feels love.
Mary Lou, do you have any response to that?
That's
Can I just also say that for me, and this may be somewhat simplistic, but they talk about being somewhere else. He wants to be somewhere else. wherever that might be. And I think that's what he's looking for, is somewhere else. And when he goes there, he realizes somewhere else is back here.
Well, it's a
That's
different
mine.
place than when in the beginning of the play.
Right.
All these people are different, and so this is a place for him to find love and come home.
It's about
In the beginning,
connection.
it wasn't. Yeah.
Yes,
This is a fine point, and I don't
all
want to
right,
make it, I
let's
don't want
make
to make
it.
it sound like a criticism, but somehow, at the last scene when she picks up that note, I didn't see her read it. But we assumed that she's read it, but I actually didn't see her read it,
Well, it's a really short note.
It's a really short
Someplace else, love you too. And so it's really short, so I walk over, I'm putting the chips down. It's a note that wasn't there just a second ago, because I went in the back looking for him. Put the chips down, see it. Oh my God, and then there he is. So it's a very, very subtle.
What was your comment?
For the as a director, coming here, I had Bessie in mind as the central character. Now living here, I had more of Hank.
Yeah.
Now, did you have that kind of challenge to keep, sort of the balance? I always think of Bessie the whole time, Bessie
Right,
here,
same,
but
when I walked into the play, that's
Yeah.
what I thought too.
Okay.
The script sort of says that. I had a really hard time with Hank in the play, and we talked about this. Ronald and I talked about this from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, why is Hank even in this play? Answer that for me. And he answered it for me, thank God. And then we started working with, it is their story together.
Yeah.
It's this balance. And,
Yeah.
McPherson, the playwright, does these really interesting things with black and whites and yes and no's and yin and yangs. And I think he's doing that with Bessie and Hank, young and not so young, healthy, not so healthy,
Go ahead, say it.
man, woman. I think that it is their story together.
Now, did you have that prior to this play, like for Hank to have more weight? Because I thought Hank could have, of course you're wonderful, but I actually was being led by Hank.
Oh,
the
that's
second
nice.
part.
I think that grew out of rehearsals.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yes, Lori.
Meredith, when your character, Lee, sees a note and sees at the end, love you too, and Hank wrote the note to your sister instead of you, where did that take you as a...
Well, I mean,
What did you see?
That's what I
Interesting
didn't see.
question, right?
I didn't see that realization, that
Oh, I saw... it wasn't quite that your heart was breaking. It was almost like a soft
okay.
crack that needed to happen. But it was soft. It was like a velvet glove. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was almost the void that opened up. I almost wanted to go up and hug you. And
Lee could probably use a hug.
yeah. But the fact that he wrote it to your sister and not to you, the mom.
They actually wrote it for them.
No.
he
wrote
Yeah.
So anything else you want to talk about? Yes.
Pragmatic. Is this a 3 or 4 bedroom home?
This home goes on forever.
What I get is there's a room for Hank now because Marvin's is empty.
Oh, that's neat. That's neat. I kind of like that. Kind of weird.
He can't be in Bessie's room and he can't be in Ruth's room.
Yeah.
You just don't do that.
Right. That's interesting. Yes.
I want to compliment the comedy at the beginning too. That was just terrific. You guys were great in that Dr. That was a good way to start it all.
Definitely need that balance in this play, or else you would all legislate.
We'd be doing a Bessie.
To answer the lady in pink, I think Meredith's first comment about, something about you get along better with him than I do, kind of leads up to her realize. You see, she's realized that already before she sees the note and sees that sign from Hank. She's already seen it, so I think that's a good revelation to us initially that is coming. And I wanted to say the doctor, the first scene. The doctor's lines were also realistic to what a doctor say. I thought it was really well written, well portrayed between both of you in that scene. Your surprise and your comments and your careful answering and so forth, sometimes.
And the therapist.
And the comedy. I like that. And what I'd like you to explain to me, the relationship, why are there two brothers, and what's the importance of the two, and what do they offset in each other that we need to see?
I don't know. I really don't know about that.
I mean, there could have been one child, now why are
Yes,
there two?
well, it's in the script, but,
Yeah.
but of course,
Why did you do that?
I have no idea because it's easily cut out. I think it's in there for the jokes. I think there are a couple of really good jokes that the brother gets to deliver, and so he kept them in there.
But the older brother shows some maturity in some of the last scene there, by telling, don't let her pick out your clothes,
I'm sorry. You're talking about those brothers, not the doctor brothers. These
No.
brothers. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think that's all about Lee. I think that's all about Lee and loving this child to death and having a hard time accepting that child. I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question.
Also, Hank kind of echoes, Charlie kind of echoes Beth a little bit, doesn't she? Charlie's always right in there.
Right, it's a nice mirror to
helping.
Bessie and Lee.
Yeah.
Their youth. Yeah, that's right.
Well,
Yes.
I think Charlie's also there to give Lee a way of communicating with Hank about what happened to her husband. When Charlie came along, she's not going to let Charlie get beat up.
Yeah, how about that? How about that? How did that land on you guys? That always just is so like, holy shit, you just admitted you love this kid more.
Well, you just admitted that I blamed you for getting beat up by my husband.
It's painful. I think that's a painful monologue. I love it. It's terribly painful.
And I wonder whether Hank, his questions about his dad, whether he thinks maybe he's more like his dad,
Sure.
and he's doesn't have much insight there. And then there's some similarity, like he likes to fix things like his grandpa. So there's some interest in his background.
Figuring out who he is.
Yes.
It just occurred to me, well, you said the playwright does a lot of yin and yangs, and there's a lot of yin and yangs in here, but I didn't realize until now that the message I'm going to walk with is how much of a product we are to how we're treated and by the people that are our caretakers or the people around us that we expect to love us. And the difference between the two brothers, how they're treated by their lovely mother, is that you were treated as if you were bad, and you became bad. He was treated as if he was good, he became good. And I'm wondering, is there something with the two sisters' fathers? It's not in the script, but do you think in your backstories, you guys were treated differently by any chance? One is you went through with the mother was dying, you were so young you didn't.
Yeah, she didn't.
Well, my question is, with the backstories that you guys created, did you create something about the father and treated you guys differently by any chance?
I think the story is the father splits. I mean, she splits. Wait, are we talking about the boys or the girls?
No, the father.
The mom's wife.
I'm sorry, I got confused.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I do that.
Why they're so different? Why do you two bad like your sons? And because they
Why are Lee and Bessie so different?
And
Wow,
maybe the
yeah,
actual
we don't
father's
have
different.
time for all of that.
Right. I mean, you should meet me and my brother.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, my
Or you
sister
and your
and I
sister,
are
yeah.
complete opposites,
Yeah.
but we had great parents. So, yeah, I mean, definitely, there's a lot that went on in our past that has brought us to this moment in time.
Yeah.
Which brings my question to Lee, to your character. If you had a choice, how would you end the play, other than the original playwright intention? How would you?
That's an interesting question.
How would I
you
end?
personally, yes. How would you?
How would
If you had, if you want to envision your own ending of the play,
Well,
based on your character.
I absolutely feel like Lee is continuing on this journey because she doesn't really know how to love and doesn't really, she's trying to figure it all out. She's listening to the doctors who tell her to do this, and she's trying and she's failing, and so she's got a lot of learning to do still. But I am feeling, I think Lee is feeling the connection. We are growing together, and I do believe that she will end up staying here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
maybe
No,
marrying
you-
Dr.
you-
Straw. And maybe marrying Dr. Straw. Yes. I'm sorry, we have to wrap up. We'll all be around. So if you have other questions or comments, thank you.